me the entire wedding. My mom started it. She got tired of me. Then I handed the phone to somebody else because people will get tired. People want to be part of the Good December. And in my country, the beloved South Africa, Good December is the whole month of December. Fun starts on the 1st. Sometimes I just want to hear you blame yourself why I ended up in this country forever. Because I chose love over my country. I know you don't know what homesickness feels like.
No, I never.
I'm not embarrassed by sharing how I felt when my brother was getting married and I couldn't be there, because my story helped somebody else to feel that, my God.
Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Right?
I'm not the only one,
Right.
Yes,
And many people could really relate with that. Let's chill. Hello, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Acheng, Rimacheroni. Maybe that might be wrong. Correct me, okay? I'm learning without trying to read how to say hello in my languages. And then, of course, I'm going to say hello.
Yes, what's good? What's popping? Yo, it's your boy, Coach LJ. What's good? What's up?
Yeah, so today we're going to be touching on something very dear to me.
Okay.
So when you see this, a couple of days ago, my youngest brother, one of my young brothers. Okay, he's not.
It might be a week though, 2 weeks from when this come out.
By the time we take it this episode,
yeah.
It will be about a week or two. One of my youngest brothers got married. Of course, it's a joyous moment. You want to be with family.
Yes.
And you cannot. Some people, then, I uploaded a video on social media and got a lot of support, because that's what I was looking for, because my husband didn't really understand. My husband is not a foreigner. He lives in his own country.
I do understand. Come on.
If he misses his family, they are 10 minutes away from our place, so you can always just drive there.
Yes.
So the reason why I'm saying this, not to spite you, but the reason why I'm mentioning this is because some of the comments that came through the social media, they were not being harsh, but they were like, oh, you could use, thank God for digital, digital, you could always connect with them via the phone. At least they know that you love them. I mean, I know everybody meant well, but I was like, only people in the diaspora would understand this. Only people who are not living in their own birth country, people who have migrated away from their loved ones, from their countries, from their cultures, would understand the pain that I was feeling on this day. And it wasn't pain of saying, of saying, because it was a joyful moment.
Yes.
I just wanted to be there in person. Yes, I had this wonderful couple who held the phone up the entire wedding. My mom started it. She got tired of me. Then I handed the phone to somebody else, because people will get tired. People want to be part of the mom. They're holding up phones for you. So I'm grateful for the couple who did it. When my mom got tired of me, yes, Mom, you did get tired of me. But thank you for sacrificing your data and doing it for me for the entire duration of the speeches, because I felt I was there somehow. But the truth of the matter is I was not there.
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to be there in person. I wanted to laugh with them. I wanted to dance with them. You know how we do it in Africa? We dance, we laugh, we do the whole thing.
Shebang. The whole shebang.
I wanted to say shebang, but
the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
And you can't really be, do that on the phone. Yes, I try to follow along, because I always encourage my family within this family gatherings, to post on their social media for me. So sometimes we repost, guys, understand we're not posting for you. We're posting so that our family sees that, proof of life, we're still alive.
Yeah.
And when family posts, sometimes they post for their family or relatives abroad, so that they feel being part of whatever that was happening.
Yes.
So today we're going to touch on the heartache of living far from home. We're going to touch on some tips and give you, like I've already said, a story that just happened most recently. And we're going to laugh about it, or even though sometimes it can be very, very painful. And I'm so grateful that it was not a funeral of a loved one, but it was a joyous moment. And I can enjoy the moment via pictures and videos that they've been sending me and sharing on social media. But can you think about it if it was a funeral of a loved one that was really dear to me and I cannot make it? That was going to be even harder.
Yes, it would
Now, with the holiday season coming up, I mean, December is 1 month away. December. And in my country, the beloved South Africa, December is the whole month of December. Fun starts on the 1st up until the 5th of January, if not later. Like, we really take December seriously in my country, and it's all fun. Fun. Everybody's happy. People have everything. People have bonus. People got their 13 checks. People are just happy. And you want to be part of that happiness, because unfortunately in the US, it's all about buying gifts. I don't care about those gifts that mean nothing, that people take and shove. In fact, I made my own tradition that I'm not buying no gifts for no one except for my husband, because it's his birthday. If it was not his birthday, he was not going to get nothing from me. But because it's his birthday, poor thing, I buy him gifts just to, make him not feel bad. But let's to the topic. Let's talk about how people in the diaspora, and I think this is what this channel is about, where we share experiences of being in the diaspora, being as a South African living in America, you married to a foreigner who, when I go through these emotions, you go through with them, with me.
Yes.
Although you don't really feel what I'm going through, but you see me snapping, you see me isolating myself, you see me being sad, you see those tears.
It's not easy.
It's not an easy process. It's not an easy thing, but you try to support the best way you can.
Best way I can.
But you really can't.
I can't really relate because I'm not in that position. So
you've never been.
Yes, never been. So all I can do is just try my best to be there
best
for
support.
to be that support, whatever. The best way I can.
Right.
Not because not knowing what to say. Sometimes not saying anything is the best. It's the best thing. Just being there.
It's not
for support.
Sometimes I just want to hear you blame yourself. Why I ended up in this country forever? Because I chose love over my country, and sometimes I question myself if it's worth it.
Yes.
Because it's really painful to go through that. So I remember when I posted that video on social media, and when you first saw it, in fact, we were sitting almost next to each other when you first saw it, and we both started crying, like independently. Nobody told anybody that we were crying now, because that's how hard it was hitting me. I don't know how many times I replayed it over and over, because I just felt this really deep FOMO, a feeling of missing out. I was really feeling it. It's looking at my family likes to dress up, like seeing them dress up, and I couldn't be part of that. I just wanted so badly just to be part of it. And I have people question, why didn't you go? Because you're legal, you're able to leave the country. It's not that simple.
Yes.
That's my answer for now. We might get into that as we go on into this episode, but it's not as simple as just you packing a couple of bags and getting on the plane and going. Especially when there's events happening like more than once in a year. You can't, yes, you can, for probably people who are able to just pack and fly every time, but some of us are not able to. So let's dive into it. There's this roller coaster, emotional roller coaster that I take you through as your spouse, because it does affect me. And unfortunately, I cannot hide how I'm feeling at that time and my emotions, because it's what I'm going through currently at that time. So how does it make you feel when you see me go through all that?
Yeah, it's sad, it's disappointing. Like even with the video, just thinking about like just like as a man, you're like, man, I wish I could have been in a better position to allow her to, to afford those things, to allow her to take those different trips or whatever. So that's the sad part as a man, but. This is why, I'm like, okay, you know what? I know things is getting better. I believe things are getting better, and you just work towards so that you don't miss as much opportunities like this. So this is why, I this is part of my why is to try to do all I can, grind, so that my wife can hop up and leave whenever she wants. So that's one of my whys is to make sure I do what I can, push ego aside, all that kind of stuff. Do what I can and just listen more to the direction that the Lord taking me on. I'm not trying to go on my own way, and just so that I can get out of this situation and make it better. Yeah. So that's the sad part. Building and working towards it, and then not be able to allow her to experience it and seeing her go through them different roller coaster rides is the sad part. But I know in my heart of heart that it's gonna get better. Yeah.
It's comforting to hear that, but most specifically, I think we're speaking to people who are in my shoes.
Yes.
People who
I can speak from my point of view.
Right.
Yes.
People who are supporting
yes.
the spouses.
Yes.
And I guess I would count myself fortunate because I have a spouse who's supportive of whatever feelings that I go through. They don't shut them down. They allow me to grieve. And go through that emotional roller coaster that I'm going through. Some people are just here by themselves. They don't even have friends to cry on. Yeah. They don't. And
that's sad. That's the thing when you if you don't have a supportive husband, because you got
or friends or whatever. Because some people, of course, are single.
Yes. So when you don't have that, but I'm talking with the married couples. Like if you don't have that, and you going through, because when your spouse had to understand you're in this country and you decided to stay here and to marry that individual. So when you see these different images and pictures and you cannot go, you gotta understand that she's gonna have these feelings. And even as a man, sometimes it could be a man. So even for a woman, that man that's going to be going through these different emotions when he sees certain things because he's going to wish he was in that country sometimes. So, you got to be there. Just support them, see what you could do and just be a shoulder so that they can lay their head on or whatever. Yeah.
Cry on.
Yeah, to cry on, yeah.
Yeah, because...
I'm trying to get the words out, what I'm saying?
So, because, when you miss out on these special occasions, even some not so special, like some sad occasions like funerals, special as in birthdays, especially big milestones. My family likes going on vacation as well together. And I miss out all of those things. Sometimes I feel like a part of me is missing, because in the family pictures, it's more me. It's mostly I'm never there.
Yeah.
In most family pictures, it's like I'm missing out on the memories. My family, we know each other on the phone and not in person, and those are really, really hard things to go through. And I think I'm fortunate probably not to have had a child back in South Africa, back home, where some people go through those emotions as well. They cannot be there for their children. Milestones, and the children end up not knowing them. Children just know them as ATMs.
Yes, ATMs.
That, I just call mom to send me money for this and this and that. But the truth of the matter is children really, they care a bit about the money, but they care more about your presence. Yes,
that's more important. Yeah. I think that's when you're not in your child life, that's even worse. Because, I know you came over here to make some money
for them.
But what's more important is, raising your children at the same time. So that's I think, so it's like pick your poison. Are you gonna choose money over raising your children? But like they always say in Africa, it takes a village to raise a child. So a lot of times while you're over here,
you're making life better for them.
Yes,
they're able to access even better resources as well. Because sometimes it's not as easy as you're speaking.
Okay.
You're speaking out of privilege.
Yes. Okay.
And I don't want,
just-
but I don't want to crush your points because their points are valid.
Yes.
And they've, especially for people who don't know what we go through and why people make those choices. So go ahead. Let's hear what you say. What you say.
No, I'm just saying, but I understand that it takes a village to raise a child. You're gonna have loved ones to raise your child while you're over here making money. But again, I think it's better for the parent to be there raising their own child so that you able to put your own principles or teach it in them. But I get it. I understand.
Let me just give you like a quick example. For example, like in South Africa, I'm just going to talk about South Africa because I'm from there and I know the situation there. Unemployment rate is really high.
Yes.
And I don't care how educated you are. Sometimes you just cannot find a job.
Yes. I get it.
And so if an opportunity arises that you can come abroad and be able to work and support not just your child, but your entire family who is reliant on you, I think I would choose that poison better than being there at home and not being able to help as well and be helpless.
I get it.
You understand?
You got your family
because
there
to raise your child.
Yeah.
Because in some instances, you are not fortunate enough to be able to bring your child. Some visas don't allow you to bring your family over, and or if they allow you, maybe you don't have a partner to come help you raise your child. And we know childcare in America is no child's play. It's a whole of somebody's income to just be able to raise one child. Can you imagine if you have multiple children? I guess sometimes you just have to make, that hard choice. But let's just...
that's the sacrifices people make.
That's the sacrifices that people make. Let's jump on to how can people like myself now embrace that feeling of feeling left out, of feeling sad when they looking at the pictures, the videos, and knowing that something is brewing, because I know my family right now is preparing for their next gig. There's always something happening in my family, and yes, I help out financially, and they really appreciate it. But I'm not there to experience the fun. I'm not there to be with them while they go through those emotions of sadness if we lose a family member. And sometimes it's not even events that are happening. Sometimes I just feel homesick. Sometimes I just want to be with people who genuinely love me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just feel like I want to be surrounded by people who know me, because family that you're born into, they know you better than any family. Because I'm sure in your mind you're thinking, but you have my family. Yeah, I'm not born into them. They know you better than than they would me, and it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah. So how can we help those who are going through that overcome those feelings of sadness and homesickness? I know you don't know what homesickness feels like.
No. I never experienced homesickness. I was always in Jersey all my life. I always lived in Jersey. I visited other places, but I never was too far away where I couldn't then come back. But you gotta accept it. You gotta accept the pain. You're gonna go through the pain. You're gonna have these hardships sometimes. Missing family. So you accept it, and so that you can embrace it. You gotta, you gotta accept that uncomfortability, so that you can get comfortable. You gotta, and so you embrace it by, the thing that you are doing. By being a part, by having the images, taking the pictures, looking at the videos. So it's still seem like you're there, but you're not there.
Well, being away from home is you always have this mixed feelings. One minute you're excited, oh my God, I'm experiencing being abroad. I'm living this life that I've always prayed for. I'm able to go to places that most of my family members would never step their foot into. They just see it in the movies, but I've been there in person, and they probably envy me at times to say, oh wow, we wish we lived like Siza when she goes on those vacations, when she goes to those landmarks that we always see on movies. Yeah. At the same time, you feel sad when Siza to say, I wish I was home, surrounded by my loved one, and being able to participate in family events and gatherings, etc. So it is a mixed emotion, a bag of mixed emotions, and it's just like you said. It starts with just being able to embrace. Starting with just embracing it and accepting it. Embrace it in a sense that don't downplay those feelings. When you are feeling homesick, just go through that.
Go through the emotions.
Go through it.
It's like when someone passed away that you love. You like, don't suppress. Go through the pain. That's how you're gonna get over the pain. That's how you're gonna get over that loved one, by feeling those emotions. Even if you gotta boo-hoo cry, you gotta cry in your pillow, whatever.
It's a human experience.
It's a human experience. It lets you know that you're human.
Right.
We are emotional creatures, and so we don't want to hold anything back. Again, because what happens when we hold stuff back and we hold these emotions back? This is why mental health plays a part, because we hold up our emotions, especially if a man be like, men don't cry, but we hold the emotions back.
It can do more damage than good.
It can do more damage than good. So you got to embrace it. You got to accept it, that it is what it is, and you go through the pain, because like we sing this song in the church, this too will pass. So the pain will eventually pass when you're going through, but you just got to go through it, and then see the blessing on the other side. You got to begin to see, like you say, that okay, I am able to see different landmarks that my family would never be able to see. Yes, I'm missing the moments, and that's the sad part. But yes, it's also a blessing that I'm able to see some things that my family ain't able to see, and like I said, just work towards, and make that be your mission in life. To say, you know what, I'm going through the pain right now. They're not seeing my family, but you know what, I'm gonna make it my why and my mission to make it to make it better, so that I'm able to spend more time doing it. And this is why we support the not just the self-employment, and building a business, so that you had the freedom to do more things. Because when you work on,
because it's mainly financial freedom that holds us back.
Yeah, when you work on a 9 to 5, you are limited. To what you could do. But when you have when you are self-employed and you have and you're building a business and you build it strong and right, then guess what? You have more freedom to do whatever you want to do. So making your business like, you know what, I know I missed this. I know I missed this one, but you know what? I won't be missing too many more. Because I'm working towards, and you work towards it. But you gotta accept the pain. You're like, okay, it's hurt right now, but it's gonna get better.
But don't dismiss those emotions.
Don't dismiss it. No, never dismiss it.
Because I had people,
hurting yourself.
Right? I had people who were criticizing me. Why take it to social media? Why cry on social media? If that's my way of coping, that's my way of coping. There's nothing embarrassing about saying what thousands, millions of people are going through on a daily basis. And I am a content creator. Part of it is to share some of my vulnerabilities and be authentic to people, so that they know that they are not alone. So I'm not embarrassed by sharing how I felt when my brother was getting married and I couldn't be there. Because my story helped somebody else to feel that, my God.
I'm not the only one.
Right?
I'm not the only one.
Right. And many people could really relate with that. And so it's so important not to downplay those feelings when people are feeling them, or make them feel guilty of how they are, they are going through them. It's their way of dealing with the situation at the time. And our feelings are valid. My feelings were valid when I posted that video. That's how I felt then. Was I looking for a pity party or sympathy? No, not really. Yes, I enjoyed people, comforting me and some people saying, we know how it feels. At least I also knew that at that point I wasn't by myself.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's how I decided to grieve for that thing at that point in time.
Yes. To put out in the atmosphere. Because this is how you're going to get delivered. This is how you're going to get healed, by putting it out there.
I'm not sick.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Mary Pastor, everything is about deliverance. Oh my God. What?
But I'm just saying. But I'm talking about from the pain. from that emotion. You know, that's what I'm talking about deliverance. Deliverance could be from any form.
Yeah.
So deliverance from that pain. So I say deliverance, but you know, whatever, healing from that pain of missing out.
Yeah.
So this is how you're gonna get healed. It's by expressing it, and wherever how you're gonna express it. If you're gonna express it on social media, you know, if as long as positive, and long as you're showing your vulnerability, and people could relate. They will appreciate it more. Sometimes some people appreciate that more because now you're like, you know what, I trust that individual because they show me. Because right now, you're human. Right now, I'd rather see that than see a lot of fake stuff. People showing stuff that's not even real. Right. They're not even vulnerable. They're not real. They showing things. But then,
some people are not. They don't want to be invulnerable in public, and that's okay.
That's okay too. Yes,
that's
but,
them.
You know, but when you are, but I'm talking about, I'd rather see that than to see the fake stuff. Yeah, people that are showing things that's not even
faking
real.
It until they make it.
Faking it until they make it. It's not even real. So I'd rather see the vulnerability of an individual. At least I know I can trust that individual because they show me themselves. Yeah. So it's okay. Long you, I think if you do it on social media, you know, you just showing people that I'm
human. Yeah. So I feel like there's ways though to handle these such things, and I've done that pretty good as well. In some instances, especially when it comes to like holidays, where it's Christmas, Thanksgiving. Although we don't celebrate it in South Africa, but you know, it's family time, and I've tried to build my own tribe who understand, and I feel like I'm Thanksgiving in my own South African way, you know. So building new traditions, and building new traditions that bring kind of a slice of home to where I am, to, you know, and that's why most people who are not in the diaspora or who have not immigrated anywhere don't understand why we want to have that tribe of people from your own country. You know, where you are able to freely speak your language without having to think, oh, I have to translate, or the person won't understand, and where you're able to freely eat the food that you're used to from back home, not necessarily African food as people would relate to it, but just how you cook the different meals or the different dishes in your own country, and not have to eat soul food, which I do not like.
Let's break that stigma right now. That
African food.
Right there.
African clothes.
Yes, please.
Somebody just shoot me when somebody says that. I'm like, I get so.
Let's break that.
I get so mad.
Let's break that because you know, it really they don't have South African. I know they don't really have traditional food.
We do to a certain extent,
but it's like regular, you know, rice, steak.
Majority of the time,
they might cook it in their own way. But it's like even in America,
we're not like most West and Eastern African countries where they have specific meals that are just specific for those countries. Like with jollof rice, we know that that's a Nigerian and Ghanaian kind of rice. We have
but it's still rice.
It's still rice. We have stir fry. And stir fry. They make it everywhere else in the world.
It's just like soul food. Look, soul food, right? We have soul food. But it's the same thing. We just cook it in a different way. Right. You know, it's still chicken. It might be still turkey.
So would you be right to call it American food then?
Or Black African American food? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're right. Because it's but it's still the same. It's still the same ingredients. Everyone using the same ingredients. You're still using the chicken. You're still using the vegetables. You're still using whatever you use.
That are there in other countries
exactly,
too.
But they just cook it in their own way.
In different ways.
So you change traditional food. It's not really. If you want to call it that way, but like soul food, you can say traditional food because it's the African American way. But you know, it's like. Everyone.
We eat mac and cheese, but only for kids. We don't like.
That's our staple.
We don't like to deep fry everything.
But white people also eat mac and cheese, but
in a different way.
But they cook it differently. Yeah. You know, so you can say that's traditionally. So you know, so there's no really traditional. You know, okay, they eat normal. They eat regular.
We eat regular food. Yeah.
I mean, it's like they just make it in their own way.
Because I struggle when people say, "Oh, cook me some African food." Like
what are you looking for?
Well, I kind of understand because, like I said, West and Eastern Africa mostly have certain foods that are for those regions. But in South Africa,
But like even South Africa,
maybe
has
we have like
shakalaka,
chakalaka, you
yeah.
know, we have hiprai.
Right.
That's just like a barbecue. We have ipapa,
Papa.
umhodu, intestines.
Yeah, we have that too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like
See? We have that.
yeah, and you know what ipapa is?
No.
It's what's the grits?
Grits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, grits.
Yeah,
See,
but without the sugar. We don't add the sugar.
Okay, yeah.
We add the butter. Some people do, but without the sugar.
Not everyone in America has
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to
We
say.
have butter,
and not
salt,
everybody,
and
not everybody in South Africa adds butter.
You better not add sugar to my grits.
And sometimes the grits or ipapa we have it in different what's the word
different colors, different shapes.
No,
I don't
like
know.
see if I'm doing this like different textures.
Textures, okay.
So some people make it very hard. Some people
Yes,
make it very
yes.
soft. Some people make it
I know. I just
mild.
man. I think see. I had a bad experience with that because I had it one time. I did not like it.
But it's because you are very picky eater.
Yes, I'm very picky.
In
And another
general,
thing too.
because the person that made that pap is actually one of the best pap makers.
And here's the thing too. Because it's grits, right? Here's the thing. I don't really like grits as well.
Exactly.
So I like grits, but I like it hot. And because it might taste like grits, they serve me cold.
No.
It was cold.
No.
No, it wasn't hot. It was cold. I'm telling you, it was cold.
You probably took your own time to go and eat it, but
Okay,
nobody serves cold pap.
Okay, I don't know.
It's a hot meal. Why would they serve it cold?
It was cold.
You took your own time to go and eat it.
Okay, but I don't. So grits, I don't eat cold grits.
Okay.
So
I think we overspoke
Okay,
about
what?
grits.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it popping.
Let's keep it
go.
moving. So I think the best way just to remove that ache of missing home
Yes.
is to just bring, like I said, a piece of it, like me going to
Yeah.
attend Abo Shisanyama in the US.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Shisanyama is like a festival that we have once a year where they come bring in South African artists to come and entertain us, where I go and go to South African events, be it a barbecue, Ibrahim, that we have in the parks or whatever, but just to feel next to the people that I call my homies, because I'm now able to not feel so homesick. I'm
Yes.
hearing my
Yes.
own music.
Yes.
I'm hearing my own language, because those are some of the things we just miss.
Yes.
You know, eating the food that our taste buds grew up on.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so,
now,
yeah.
one thing I would like to do, I would like to give a shout out to the Calusi's family, because they treated me well when they treat me out to eat. You know, so big shout out to them, because his wife cooked very well and I ate the food. So, you know, shout out to them. So, you know, she could cook or whatever. So, but I shout out to those individuals as well that, you know, that took their time to make sure that, you know, not just
The thing is-
feed me whatever. They actually knew what I like and what I didn't like as
KFC.
well. No, but I'm saying, like, even like cousin Dando.
Dando, yeah.
Yeah, so they took the time to, you know, make sure they, you know, they.
Yeah,
they
Dando and
and
family
she was a good cook as well.
She's
So
a
very good cook. So, you know, but the thing, if you're a good cook or whatever, and if I like it, I'm gonna eat it. So,
But the thing
but
is,
knowing that I do have funny taste buds, and so it's not a disrespect. Sometimes even like I could cook something, or my mother could cook something. Sometimes my stomach, if it don't agree with it, I can like it, but if it don't agree with it, it's my stomach's gonna throw it back up. And so it could be a food that I like. If my stomach don't agree with it at the time, it's like, okay.
But one thing I can vouch for and say about my people and my country is that we are very welcoming people.
Yes, very welcome.
Very
yes,
loving.
Very welcome.
They want to make you
Yes,
feel like
yes,
you are
yes.
you are the
Yes,
best person around.
Yes.
So my family is just
Yes.
so wonderful.
Well,
as
so
well.
wonderful. Yes, I love them.
So what about, like, you know, how does it feel for you when you see me being on the phone majority of the time and speaking in my language? It doesn't make you feel left out, because that's actually one of the ways I cope as well, on how that I don't miss home as much. Thank God for technology, because I can now FaceTime family and, you know, or WhatsApp, WhatsApp family, and call people on WhatsApp, because that's like the most smoothest phone call ever. And cheap, because, you know, if I've got Wi-Fi. so I can be on the phone for hours on end and not have to worry about the bill and stuff like that because it's on WhatsApp. Uh, but also just me speaking in my language, and does it make you feel left out?
No. I actually support it. That's one thing I do. I support it. I support everything. Because I know she's far away
but you
from
can
home.
be very nosy too and want to know
I
because
know,
he knows
yes.
some of the terms, abo, aibo, namanga, things like that, and you're like aibo, like when it's aibo, you know that it's juicy.
Okay, something going on. So I'm like,
And as soon as I get off the phone, what happened? What was happening? Because he knows. We're like, oh, you know,
hey, you're gonna have that marriage talk. You know what I'm saying? Bedtime talk. But here's the thing though. No, I actually support it. Anytime you are with, I support all the gatherings. I want to be there, even though I don't understand a lot of the English, but I still want to be there to show
But
support.
then sometimes I don't want you to be there because you want me to now translate in English everything that's going on. I don't want to be translating in no English. I just want to speak my language without having to translate.
Yeah.
Secondly, he doesn't want to dance, and be part of the party. I'm just gonna sit in this corner, and I have a bodyguard over there in some corner instead of him coming to enjoy with us.
No. But here's the thing again.
I'm a pastor, and I'm not supposed to be dancing.
No, not that. But still, I'm not. I gotta. Because I'm extrovert. I always say this. I gotta be comfortable before
It's a party. Nobody cares.
I know. So basically, if I don't know nobody there, even when I know you, I'm still gonna. Yeah. So here's the thing. But I support it. That's the one thing, and I embrace it. And me as a spouse who married to someone.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
You gotta support your spouse. Yeah. You got
it makes it easier.
It makes it easier if that's how they get close to home. That conversation, that WhatsApp, FaceTime, and that's how you gotta support it because they here with you. They make a decision to marry you. And so, husband, wife, whatever, if you're the man or you're a woman and that spouse is from a different country and they chose to be with you, you have to, whatever going to make them feel comfortable, and you embrace it and you support it to the T. Because that's the one day how that person going to at least feel a little bit comfortable, a little bit of sense of home when they go into these gatherings and they speak of one among the people in their own language. So yeah, you gotta embrace that as a person that's not from that country and married to a foreigner.
Right. Yeah. Because staying connected helps to ease the pain.
Yes,
you don't feel as far away as you would when you don't talk on the phone regularly. Yes. One thing that has really, really helped me is having to be part of our family prayers every Monday from Monday to Friday. Yes. So we share the word together, we pray together, and during that time we're able to connect and share what's happening in each other's lives, pray for each other, and so forth. So for me, that has been a biggest game changer, just being able to know that it's an appointed time. At this time to this time with my family, we are praying together. So that's one beautiful thing. And so managing guilt, for a person like me in the diaspora, just the missing out of these important events, it's so hard. It's so hard because, and maybe that's why we give out money so much. We financially sponsor almost all family events, even though we know that we're not going to be there, because it's just removing the guilt for myself to say I'm not there in person, but at least I could contribute somehow to the success of the event. And for some reason, makes you feel like you were there, although your money was there, not you. But it makes you ease that guilt in a sense. Yeah.
I don't do that. That gives me a bit bad.
Huh?
If you saying things like that, I don't like the phrase of that.
What?
Your money being there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
I don't like the phrase of that.
At least it's representing me.
Nah, I don't like because my mom went to. It's like your father there with his money,
Yeah.
or your parents there with their money, but they're not there in their presence. I don't like
No, I don't mean it that way, and my family definitely knows that I don't mean it that way. But what I'm saying is that at least I'm able to contribute some of me.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I'm here to work as well, so at least I'm contributing a part of me.
Yeah.
You know, because some people you'd hear some people say, "Why should I contribute? Because I won't even be there."
Yeah, yeah.
For me, that doesn't matter. I contribute because I want to contribute, and because I know that my contribution will help, the event be, better in one way or the other.
Yes.
Even if the contribution is not a big contribution, but at least I feel that I added to a value to what's going on. It's not like I'm saying, "Oh, just spend my..." No. We're not. My family is not like that. I'm not like that. It's just the FOMO of missing out. Feeling
Yes,
like I wish I was part of that wedding. I wish I was part of that birthday party, or whatever big event that's happening.
Yes.
Just the FOMO is the feeling of missing out.
Missing out.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just having a circle of friends in this country,
Yes.
or in the country that you're in, removes that thing that I'm not by myself.
Yes.
You create your own family in that foreign country.
Create your own family, get your own tribe, get your own community. Do what you can, so that you can feel that home. Because if you with a bunch of people that you relate with, it feels easy.
Yeah.
It eases the pain.
Yeah, and people are going through the same thing
Yes,
that you're going through.
Yeah, ease the pain.
So another thing, I mean, lastly, because we don't want to make this too long, is to practice self-care.
Yes.
I do a lot of that.
Journal, take yourself out.
Yeah.
Go for a walk.
Go to
Yes,
like
take
the
your mind off.
tribe, like I
Yes.
was saying,
Yeah, take your
and
mind
just
off.
finding comfort when I'm
Yeah.
feeling low, like being able to just remove myself from just thinking too much of home and do something for me that will make me feel better. And because my husband's like, as much as he would say, I understand, sometimes he really doesn't. Like yesterday, I would have benefited from just being distracted,
Yes.
doing
okay.
something that was not going to pull me into being part of that day. Because I ended up just spending hours just sitting on the phone watching the wedding. It helped me ease the pain a bit for not being there, because now I know who said what when, and but
Okay, that's a good point. Yes. Okay,
just
that's
being
good.
distracted
Yes.
and me not feeling
good.
like even
I missed
today
that. Yes,
it was a day
yeah.
2 of the event.
Yeah, I missed that. Okay.
And because our clocks went backwards as well, it was a bit too early for people to call me. One, number two, nobody wanted to call me this time around. Nobody wanted to call me because they were busy.
Yeah.
And when I asked Mommy dear, she's like, amengsema botweni. How ma, you could have given it to someone else, the phone, My mama could not be bothered.
Could not be bothered.
She was too busy.
Oh, they
were dishing up.
the sheep and everything.
Yeah.
Did they do the sheep too?
No, because it was just welcoming the bride into the family.
Okay.
And they're not doing a big wedding. It was just her family bringing her into the new
Okay,
family.
but still, the day 2 though, it's still lit. Yeah, I remember the day 2. The day 2 is still, it's still lit. Yes.
So to round it all off, remember that being away from home doesn't mean that you have to leave your home behind. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, it doesn't mean that you are not important.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that they've forsaken you, they've forgotten about you. And whatever that you're going through is your journey. You chose to be in that country. You chose to be away from your people. So unfortunately, part of the consequences of your actions and of your choices is that you might have to miss out on these occasions. And just find a way to make it work, and try not to be so guilty about it, to feel guilty about it, because I always just think of the cons of me being home at this point. Like I said, unemployment is so high. And I remember while being home, I struggled to get a promotion. I worked in a particular position, and I'm a go-getter. I wanted to be promoted because I had the education to support and the experience to support my promotion, but I couldn't get it because I was not willing to do certain things that would have allowed me to get that promotion. So one of the things that made me remain in the United States is that, yes, I can build that American dream. I can become who I want to become. Although that has proven to be hard, as well.
Yeah.
But I'm determined
Yes,
to get
yes.
to where I want to get.
Yes, we will get there.
Yeah, but then just finding ways to stay close to people who mean something to you, the tribe that you built in the new country, and also staying connected to your family back home as much as possible will ease the pain of not being close to them. You want to say anything?
Yeah, no, one thing too about, easing the pain, and the thing is about it's a lot harder, but I would say it is hard, but you definitely have to have a plan and a strategy for your situation if you want better. So, yes, it's hard. You're gonna go through the pain, but again, you definitely have to have a plan of how you're gonna get to the place you want to get to. You got to have a strategy, and long you have a plan and strategy.
Going after the American dream.
Yeah, you got.
I don't even know if it exists anymore, but
Yeah, price is going up. Inflation, price is going up, but it's still there. But of course, now, especially now, you got to work even harder because things is going up. So $100,000 today is not nothing. It's a
usebenza phesheya. Hayi uyayenza imali. She works
bucket.
abroad. She makes tons of money.
So you got to really do really well.
I'm not
$1 million today is not $1 million 10 years ago. So you gotta really do well. But to come out of the situation, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a strategy. And if you have a plan, a strategy, how you do, you gotta make sacrifices. Very important that you make sacrifices, and you got a budget. So you do these different things because there's a famous quote. Fail to plan is planning to fail. There you go. Fail to plan is planning to fail. So if you fail to plan, you are really planning to fail. So definitely you have to plan like, okay, where do you want to be 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now? And then you strategy, you reverse engineer, and you work that thing, you plan, you strategize, and you iterate days, and you make changes, you make adjustments, and you make those sacrifices. Because sometimes you might like, you know what, I can't have that right now, because I want this or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. So just keep going, being positive, and the decision that you made. And now I'm talking to the diaspora, people like myself.
Yes.
The decision that you decided to make.
It's a good one.
Yeah, you made the right decision.
Yeah, I made the right decision.
And I know that you've done a lot of sacrifices for your family.
Yes.
And your family is in a better situation because of you.
Yes.
And so keep up the good work. We see you. We appreciate you.
Sabono, Sonny Banani, we see you.
How did that come in?
Hey, she said I see you, so I'm thinking of Sonny. I like the greeting, son.
Anywho,
I had to. This is the realness that's coming up with this refocus. So
bye. See you in the next video.
Take care. Deuces. Peace.